What's up, everyone? I We need to talk about the concurrency issues everyone's been having through the football season. Uh, YouTube TV is the flagship of the fleet. It is the go-to source for all the football content, and football is a big deal. Football is in 2022 it was 88 of the top 100 most watched television events or shows or movies or newscasts, everything. That entire year, 88 of it was just regular season Monday Night Football, 88 of the top 100 most watched. And, during one of those games, advertisers will spend, I don't know, as much as $16,000 a second to be on your TV. During the Super Bowl, it's closer to $200,000 a second, a fifth of $1 million, almost $250,000 per second to do marketing on a football game. This is how popular it is, how watched it is in America, at least. And so you would think with all these advertising dollars, right, that it might be cheap to watch, but it is not. It is actually very expensive. That's YouTube TV's advantage, is that, and no ad free. I mean, you're going to get ad free at all. You're going to get all these ad dollars, and you're still going to pay a premium to watch it, unless you want to, record it and watch it later and hope that none of your buddies spoil it for you and not watch it live. So, and this happened last year, and it's happening again this year, and we can expect to continue to happen. And so it does need to be addressed. The concurrency issues, streaming limits, are fundamentally a capacity issue. It is indicative that the Galleon service packages do not have the capacity to support the activity or the watch behavior of the users. This is, it's isolated, it is only happening during football on YouTube TV. Nevertheless, the current Galleon model is, it's more or less what can we get away with model. The philosophy is organize ourselves, outdo these streaming services so that we're not all paying for a bunch of screens that we're not watching and packages that we're not using. Break it up, distribute it out across different members, sharing each other. But during live events, during and to wit, say we have a YouTube TV account, you get 5 members you can bolt on, so that's a 6 total. Our YouTube TV is full, right? It's full, and it's been full the whole time. And 6 is fine, and it makes a nice division of 73, so that everyone's not paying, a truckload of money for YouTube TV. But during live events, during the football, inescapably, the real limit of the YouTube TV account is not 6 members that you can add on, 5 that you can add on to a base account. The real limit is the concurrency limit, the screen limit, simultaneous streams. And for YouTube TV, it is 3. And in fact, for Netflix, it is 3. Last spring roundup, when we added the Netflix account, it was because they had a significant change to their policy. They restrict accounts to a household, to a limited region, what they call a household, your IP, I suppose, whatever it would be. But and that was $20, and you get 2 bolt-on accounts per household account, $8 a piece for those. So an effective limit of 3 people or three screens per account package for a $36 account package. $20 plus 2 $8 bolt-ons, and we had 6 people, so we added a second Netflix account, right? Distributed our 6 people across that. It's fairly consistent, the 3 screen limit. Hulu, Disney Plus does that. Peacock does that. Paramount does that. Apple TV coming in here with 6 screens, $7. Crazy deal that Apple's doing. They're moving fast and hard. They want to. This indicates to me they want to grow. And the rest of these guys down here are 4 for Max, 4 for Discovery, and 4 for Angel Studios and concurrent streams. So the current model of Galleon, we have 6 people and we have 1 account for each of these different services, except for Netflix because of their policy structure. And the fact of it is that we need another account for YouTube TV if we're going to avoid these concurrency limits. Nothing really less will do. So I made a chart here to modify the approach, to imagine a new model of Galleon, which takes this approach, which says the concurrency limit is the capacity limit. We don't want our members to have these pop-ups that say, oh, look, your screen limit is reached. You can't watch your football right now. So if we take the approach that the concurrency limit, the concurrent screens, the screen limit is the capacity limit, and we want the Galleon equipped at the capacity limit, what is that going to look like? The main trouble is, well, here with only 6 people, it's pretty volatile. And here's why. Let's just do YouTube TV. So in this chart, what I have is cost per members. Let me make this a little bit larger here. There we go. Okay, so down here at 1 member, YouTube TV costs $73. You get another member in there. You can split that cost and get $36.50. And then here at 3rd member, this is the concurrency limit, right? This is 3 streams simultaneously. Bam, we hit the cost floor. And you'll hit the cost. Say you add another account, you get 2. Now you have 6. So bam, you hit the cost floor again. You go to 4 members. Now you need another account for 4 people. You divide that $36.50 just like it is over here, and then $29.20 for 5th member, $24.33. Every multiple of 3, you hit the cost floor. This is the hard limit for YouTube TV. It's $24.33. If you all want to watch the football at the same time, this is the bottom dollar that YouTube TV is going to take from you. You know, and we can try and weasel around that. We can try and add Peacock, which we did. They have some of the games. I'm reading that Netflix is going to have one of the games, but little aversions like this to add entire services that people are only going to watch for a single event in the year, it seems impractical to me. The shape of this chart, though, is there's some good information here. Here in these rough waves over here at the early end, it's very volatile, right? You have your cost floor, and then bam, you hit high ceilings over here. And so we're right here at 6, and we're talking about $24.33 per member for YouTube TV at a concurrency limit, right? This is what everyone needs to pay if they want to watch the game. This is, football is not for me, but let's have a look here. $24.33. If you watch 4 games, you only watch Monday Night Football 4 games, you're paying $6 a game. Is what and that's the minimum you're going to pay. You come up here to $30, $36.50. That's $9 a game right there. So if we added another member, we add another YouTube account. The fact of it is, we're actually right here. We're at a 3-member limit because we have 1 YouTube TV account, and we have 4 people who are watching. Not even all of our members have YouTube TV, but 4 people on there. Bam, we're at $36.50. We're at $9 a game because we need to get a second YouTube TV account, and that's the expense that we're talking about. We can divide that against 6 people, and not everybody has YouTube TV, and try and get back down to that cost floor. The deal it is, I thought, for YouTube TV to have such volatility here, and remarking how through growth, if we were to add members, adding new members becomes less and less impactful to the cost because you have a bulk of accounts. You can bolt on a member for, say, $26, and it's in line with the model. In fact, if we were to set a standard, say YouTube TV is, $26, $27, $28, something like that, right here right here about, say, that makes it profitable to add new members or to keep our members from every point except for here and here, except for these prior ceilings when you get above 30. And we could even go a little further, go right here, 25. That makes it more profitable than all prior ceilings except for here, about 5 points, and profitable for every point after this is what that is. And the trend is largely the same for, say this is Netflix here, a little less volatile, but it's the same. And it increases our cost basis, of course. Our current package is these here. And Apple TV here. YouTube TV, Netflix, Hulu, Disney, Max, and Apple TV. With the concurrency limit as our capacity threshold, the cost goes up quite a bit. Because we're talking about, instead of 1 YouTube TV account, we're talking about 2. We're talking about 2 Netflix accounts, which we have, increasing the Hulu Disney account, which I don't think we need to do that, and increasing the Max accounts. I don't think we need to do that either. And so I was looking at this and I thought, the first thought I had was, because YouTube TV is the source of the pressure, this isolated case where only during football and only on YouTube TV are we having these concurrency issues. At least this is according to my reports. make YouTube TV. It is necessary that YouTube TV become concurrency as capacity, at least through football season, that we scale up and we add capacity on YouTube TV for football season, so we stop having these concurrency issues. And that would require a cost more reflective of YouTube TV's cost, which is $24.33 or thereabouts. And so I thought, you know what? Not everybody's using it. Let's identify and charge effectively for the people who are using it, who want that service, who is worth it to them. And that would be to make YouTube TV a bolt-on. Say all this other stuff. This is our regular package. This is our Galleon Silver, right? And YouTube TV, right? We already do this. YouTube TV is the bolt-on, is gold. Instead of that, this is Galleon Silver right here. And we would do, Netflix, we need 2 accounts. We'd do 1 and 1 here. This is the current currency model that says for 6 people you need 2 and 2. And I think that this is a more balanced model. And this is how that prices out. Would be at about $26.50 per user for the month. And I know you're already paying $30 and you have YouTube TV, and we're hitting capacity limits. To make YouTube TV a bolt-on would incur $24.33 for YouTube. That's the hard floor. We need at least that much. But I realized also that last time when we added the Netflix account, I took a poll, and which services do we want to keep? Is there anything that anyone's not watching? Do we want to add anything? And we got strong support for YouTube TV and Netflix, the 2 most expensive ones. But for these packages down here, for these other 2, these are our other 2, our sort of gimpy ones here. We got mixed support for these. But every one of them got at least 1 vote as a favorite or as a preferred. And of course, I don't want to, pull, especially down here at this price point. I don't want to pull a package or a streaming service if it is someone's preferred, even if it's only one person preferred. So what we did was we kept everything. In fact, we added a service. We added Apple TV, which Apple TV is a no-brainer. I don't know. For me, I think if you watch it, $7, you get 6 screens. That's a cost of $1.17 a month to distribute. And this is concurrency. I mean, you could probably get 20 people in here, for the pace that Apple TV is. We could make that just be pennies. I mean, that should be, And so I thought, all right, you have all these. If we do concurrencies at capacity and all these rates go up, right? It's going to be more and more difficult to justify maintenance on these additional services. So I thought, I'll bolt on YouTube TV. It's just bolt on everything, instead of a combined package where there's Netflix and Hulu and Disney and Max and Apple TV and all this other stuff. Say, we just have, every service is compartmentalized. If you want Netflix, get Netflix. If you want, you got kids, you want the Disney package, go ahead and throw that on. You don't want Max, you don't watching that. Apple TV, I don't know, you're not interested in that, seeing anything you want on there. You don't need YouTube TV year round. Bam. All right, so your personal package, you subscribe to Netflix and YouTube, you're at $20. You're 50% off, is what you're basically doing here. And during football season, you bolt on YouTube TV. We expand some capacity here. It goes up a little bit. It's YouTube TV. They want $24.33, so it goes up a little bit. To let people tailor their own package, I think is much more balanced. And another thing that it does is it encourages growth, which is. That's new territory, but I think it benefits because we're from here to 6 and we want to add a 7 person. We can't do it. We can't do it because we're going to increase everybody's budget by $10. If you're just talking about YouTube TV, we're going up, but over here it's much more stable, lower ceilings and the same floor. We get ceilings closer to the floor the further out. I like this price point right about here, 25. Like I said before, it's higher than all but about 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 5 ceilings prior to it, and higher than everything else. This is profitability for the Galleon after 25 users. So I had to look at it. I was like, let's say at 25 users. So at 7 users, our cost ceiling here is at $31.28. 25 users, significantly down, $26.28. It's not $24.33. It's not the floor for YouTube TV for any of these services. But it is significantly lower, and it will never be as high as this again if you add members. 26 goes down, and then 27 goes down, back down to the floor right there. So 25 is the ceiling, but it's a very low ceiling, and it's very stable to add new members past this point. So I said, let's forecast this as the model. Let's grow to this scale. Let's say that we do, and take this as our limit. Concurrency as the capacity, as a rule, right? 3 screens. We say this is the capacity that we need to have. For 25 members, that's 9 accounts, and that's how we get 26, 28 per person for that. And then because during the middle period of growth, and because of price changes through the year that I have not been really accounting for, I've been doing around every like 6 to 8 months. So to accommodate for all of that, I considered adding a 5% markup, on top of this. Put this, it's 5% rounded up to the nearest dollar, because down here at Apple TV, 5% of this is 7 cents, which is negligible, and Apple TV is not an expense worth. But anyway, round up to the nearest dollar right there is the idea that I had. Accepting feedback about that, of course. Mom, not you. I know what you're going to say. And that would put YouTube TV at $28. Which is a lot, For me, for football, that's not worth it for me. I'm not watching the football. So, but if you're a football fan, man, there's a reason that they pay that kind of money. There's a reason they pay that kind of ad dollars, man. It's fun. And still, even at $28, is about a 61.64% discount above the base. If you're an individual, it's a significant savings still, more than half off. In fact, in all these cases, talking about more than half off, except in case of Netflix at $35, which is really, that's because the cost, it's $20 for the base. If you have 20 and 2 bolt-ons there at $8 a piece, you're looking at $36, and that gets you more in line, 63.89%. But as an individual, that's your deal. That's what you're looking at there. That's really the best you're going to get, is $13, but still a savings of $7 over a basic count, and the same for ad-free as as a standard, and concurrency is the rule. So what we're looking at, average cost savings is 60% across all these services. Some are a lot cheaper than others. The reds are the most expensive, and then the pales, of course, are the least expensive. You can see how these services scale. So this is my new idea. It is a significant cost increase for YouTube TV, because we've got to add an account, or we are going to continue to experience concurrency issues and streaming limits. And football is not going away, and YouTube TV is the source. The other idea that I had is, because respecting the concurrency as a rule for the capacity limit of the Galleon, it stretches the budget in a couple of places it doesn't necessarily need to. Here at Hulu and Disney, this says we're going to need 9 accounts for this. Here at 6, right? It says we need 2, because the concurrency limit is 3 or 4. But we're not experiencing concurrency issues on Hulu and Disney with 1 account, and so this screen cost, it's lower. And so to account for that, these are savings worth remarking. I bet we could probably get 25 people in there, and not 9 accounts, maybe in 3 accounts. It depends on the usage. And to get a more accurate perspective of usage and not be charged for a service that you're not enjoying or experiencing, rather than taking polls, to make everything compartmentalized like that, say you just pick the services you want, subscribe to those individually, and then that's your package. I think that's way more in balance. And that's kind of the philosophy of the Galleon, right? Let's not pay for service packages and screens that we're not watching and not using. So that'll give us more accurate information about that. Probably, though, I think we could probably get, we might be able to get 25 people in 3 accounts, and that's incredibly cheap. And that might cause more people to subscribe to it, and, increase savings as well. For that, because to charge the full amount, the full concurrency per screen amount to subscribers to this service, it is a significant discount at 60%. But if we can get more people in fewer accounts without concurrency issues, that's a real savings, and the Galleon would of course do that. And and so my plan for that is end of year, or at next roundup, whenever we do another talk like this, to do the math and release a rebate at the service level, say a rebate for Hulu Disney, a rebate for Max, to subscribers to that, they pay in a certain amount at the concurrency limit for the service. We were able to get away with not 7 accounts, but just say 3. And so those savings, we're going to rebate them back or credit back to the users, and keep our costs down and encourage growth. Is that the idea is for that? So this is my general idea, and this is where it comes from. Is because we're here in rough waters. We need to get these smooth seas out here, where our ceilings are not so crazy, and where concurrency issues do not require people to suddenly just jump enormously in cost. What we do is that we take a little bit on the chin up front. We come up and we say, we accept YouTube TV. This is your hard limit, and this is what you want to watch 4 football games or whatever it is a month. And at least through the duration of football season, that's what we're going to call that. And to compartmentalize the rest, compartmentalize everything, bolt on everything, no more packages, just make your own. This is a big change for the Galleon. It would be. It's not set in stone. This is just my best attempt to balance it, and to deal with the capacity troubles during football season. Of course, I welcome your feedback. Please provide me your feedback. Let me know if there's anything. If you don't get it, if what I'm showing here is, what is all this? Let me know about that. If you understand it and you hate it, definitely tell me about that. If you have better ideas, bring those to me. I am eager for input to manage and adjust this model. The current model is insufficient for this use case, for this football season use case. It was last year, and it persists this year in the same way. So that's what this is about. Happy sailing, everybody. I hope to hear from you.